Welcome to Shovelware Diggers. Our dig team is currently excavating the Softkey Shareware 2000 Hit Games 2 CD collection. You can find a link in the video description containing the entire directory structure of this archive. It's week 85, and these are the games our diggers have for us today. For more information on how to join the dig team, simply head on over to the Patreon page linked in the video description. Now without further ado, let's begin. First up, we have a team dig from Matan Hirschberg and Brendan of RetroSwim. DOSGAMES /ADVENTUR /CPTBLOOD. This is probably Captain Blood. Ooh, that's a lot of files. We got a read.me and a runme. Well, let's try typing out the readme. Here's some quick notes on Captain Blood. Yep, it's Captain Blood. So, I don't know too much about this game. I just mostly know of its existence and the fact that it's kinda weird. But let's actually type the runme just to see if that types blood.txt. Okay. So let's do the runme then. Distributed by Holy Hand Grenade and Blue Knight, so definitely a Ware's copy. Of course, I wouldn't have expected anything less. PTL Club presents Captain Blood, Cracked by the Grand Illusion. Strike any key to load. Okay. So I actually recognize this menu setup. This is actually the same kind of menu setup that's used by... what company was it? The same company that did Pinball Wizard or Macadam Bumper. So that kind of gives you an idea of the kind of games we're going for here. And I got a Mindscape logo, and then Captain Blood logo. Saying insert disc 2 and press fire. We got a whole bunch of weird aliens on the screen. Okay. So yeah, I'm not super familiar with this game, other than the fact that it's a very unusual exploration sort of game. So right now we're sort of orbiting a planet, if memory serves, as to how this works. Man, it's been a long time since I've seen this. Okay, so now we're actually like going over the planet, skimming over it or such. So I'm not entirely certain what the point of this is, but it is kind of a very neat graphical effect that they have going on here. For what is I think an 88 game, was this when this came out? This is something I've been wanting to cover on Ancient DOS games. It's just finding a legitimate copy is the tricky part. Not to mention, you kind of need a legit copy to understand what the heck it is you're supposed to be doing. It's one of those games that does not do a good job of telling you what to do. Okay, so I've noticed that the cursor sort of has a sort of left, right, and center thing going on, so I'm hoping I'm heading towards where I should be now. Geez, how long does this actually go for? The better question is, am I actually accomplishing anything? I should point out there's way more to the game than just this running through the trenches and everything. There's like a whole communications thing, and the communications is done with symbols, I believe. It's very weird. Okay, it looks like I finally got somewhere. Okay, so now I'm conversing with someone. And they are laughing at me. So you converse using these sort of symbols. So now I'm not... Yeah, it's very weird. You're doing this, I guess we could, like, cry, because look, they're laughing at me. Me, great, bounty, me, great, migrax. Okay, well, maybe if I say something like, help, or wait, how do I actually backspace here? Okay, there's the backspace button, I think. Okay. So let's do help and that migrax symbol wherever it is. There it is. help Migrax. Me not like you. No reproduction. 14. Okay, I could just say bye. Yeah, let's just say bye. Oh, me say information Migrax missile brave. How do we leave this conversation? Okay, there we go. So, I think that's our planet view, and this is a galaxy view, I think? Yes, so that's where we are right now. Okay, so it looks like you have to drag... You click on the lines and then drag them. That's kind of weird. Okay, so let's go there. That's kind of a trippy effect. And that is a very, very odd-looking planet. Okay, so this is a pretty big game from what I remember, so I'm probably not going to play this for much longer here. But it is interesting to see this on here, because this is a very unusual game. And it's one that I would like to cover one day, like do a proper review of. So yeah, that was Captain Blood. It's a very unusual game, and it's one that I would like to take a closer look at someday. But for the moment, you guys get a taste of just how bizarre it is. Next up, we have DOSGAMES /arcade2/leaper_V, and this one comes from Scott Percival. I almost want to say learning with Leaper, except that's in the arcade folder instead of the kids game folder. Learning with Leaper is like an old edutainment title. Well, we don't have much to go on here, so let's just try running it. Leaper, VGA version 1.0, copyright 92. If you enjoy this game, your contribution would be appreciated. $15 is suggested. Even if you don't make a contribution, you are encouraged to copy and share this program on the following conditions. The program is not modified, no fee aside from the cost of a disc is charged, and that this notice is not removed. Made by someone named Lee Chappell. Oh, we actually got some graphics here. We got like an Acme truck going on in the background. So... this is going to be like Frogs and Flies, then. Frogs and Flies was an old Atari 2600 game. Actually, it actually came out on a number of old systems, but I think the Atari 2600 one is the one most people remember. We do have a help screen. Move Leaper using the arrow keys or a joystick. You must move him onto one of the empty gaps at the top of the screen without... oh, it's Frogger. Frogger that should have been my first... should have been my first choice, but... the graphics made me think of Frogs and Flies before Frogger. Anyways, so... oh, you can actually change his color, apparently. And not much else to go on there. Okay, so press any key to start. Yep, this is definitely Frogger clone. Although it actually looks pretty decent. Now, you don't move side to side very fast. Whoops. Yeah, you move up and down in quick increments, but left and right, you do not move very far left and right at a time. So far this isn't too bad. I'm not noticing any sound effects, though. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's see if we can get into the last one here. So far this isn't too bad. I've played some pretty bad Frogger clones in my time. But so far this one's actually fairly decent. Now I do find it interesting that we got 6 alcoves at the back instead of 5. But that's not exactly a bad thing, it just means it takes longer to finish a level. Whoops. And I died. And I died again. At the back end of the Acme truck. I actually kind of wish it did go a little faster than this. Although I'm guessing maybe the next level will be like that. Well, I'm about to beat this first level, so we're going to find out. Okay. Yep, there's crocodiles now. Patterns are changed slightly. Some things do seem to be moving a little faster. I was actually never a huge fan of Frogger. It is one of the earliest games I have played. I think the very first time I played a Frogger game was on a home computer. I don't know which kind of computer, but it was definitely on a home computer. And I think I was like 4 or 5 years old, which would make it one of the first video games I ever played. So next level. I don't like how it doesn't actually tell you what level you're on. Whoops. I also... Oh. Okay then. So 0 is not a life. I don't like the fact that I wasn't really getting any extra lives or anything. Okay, how do you see the high scores then? S. Okay then. Apparently someone called Jack C made 300 points. I guess that may have been the person just testing to see if this worked or something. So yeah, that was Leaper. Not that bad of a Frogger clone. It's a little awkward how slowly you move left and right, but everything else about it's fine. So, worth $15? Yes, that's actually a fair price for something like this. And our last dig for today from Professor Renderer is DOSGAMES /board/override1. I'd almost guess that this is some kind of arcade game, except it's in the board game folder. Well, not much to go on. There's a registration form, so we'll take a look at that if there's no details in the game. Oh, wow. Okay, PC speaker's going nuts. So, Override by Chris Rogers. Enter your name. I am me. Oh, it's in cursive. Okay. Player 2, enter your name. Whoever that is. Oh, it's one of these games. I am gonna have to turn that PC speaker music down. So, basically, it's Othello. Or Reversi. Othello, Reversi. I'm actually losing track of who I'm playing as. So yeah, those of you who... I can't imagine any of you are not familiar with the concept of Othello or Reversi, but... the basic idea is that you're placing pieces to try and squeeze your opponent's pieces in a line between yours. So like, I'm playing... this is Blue's turn right now, so... if I say put a piece right here, then it would clear then all of these would flip over to become my own piece. And also that one, because diagonals count too. And now it's Green's turn, so Green could potentially put one here, and it would get this one and this one. And then Blue's turn, Blue could put one here and get that row there. But then Green could go here and get all 5 of those. So it's a very basic kind of board game. This does seem like a larger board, though. Like, to think a typical Othello or Reversi board is 8x8. Although this is 10x10 from the looks of it. Yeah, 10x10. So it'd probably take a lot longer to finish the game here. That PC speaker music just doesn't stop. And this didn't seem like it had any computer player support either, so this is definitely 2-player only. That music is starting to actually get really annoying. So I think I'm just gonna call it here instead of continuing to play. Because I don't want to listen to that anymore. Like, you can do good PC speaker music, and this is clearly someone trying to make the PC speaker do more than it's capable of. So, let's actually see. How much money did this person want for this? I'm going to have to take a look in Notepad. Okay, I'm actually looking in Notepad, and there's actually very little more to the registration form. So there is no price. It's, why is there no price on this? There is no price on this. There's a registration form, and there is $0 signs on it. So, Override. It's a Reversi clone with really annoying PC speaker music and no computer player to play against. It's 2-player only. So, I don't know. At least it's free, but that PC speaker music. Oh man, even I have my limits when it comes to that kind of stuff.